the purpose of this demo today is to really demonstrate the vaccination and the testing module. I'm going to show it to you from end to end. So I'm going to show you exactly how it all works using the kiosk that I've actually mirrored onto my screen today. So you can kind of get the full experience. So first thing is first here, what I have done prior to our call is that I have configured the system to have the global entry requirements of my company or my office to demand a vaccination from my staff members to enter into the office. I could also do this for visitors, and I could do this for vendors as well too. So for the purpose of this demo, I'm only going to focus on the staff. However, the same process and the same flow occurs when a visitor or a vendor is actually invited into the facility. So first thing is first here, I'm going to go into my staff list.
Could I also request you to do one invite cycle while after you've done the staff, just do one invite. It doesn't matter whether it's a guest or a vendor, just do one invite so that the demo can also show how an invite works from the dashboard.
Sure. Absolutely. So I will just quickly go through the staff side, and I'm going to go through the vaccination side of things, and then I will send out an invite, and then knowingly that the same workflow will occur for the visitor as well too. So in this case here, I'm going to just send myself a badge, right? So every time I add a staff member into the system, the employee is onboarded into the system. They get a text message and they welcome them and so forth. One of the things that they get is their own badge. So I just requested that a badge gets sent to me. So the CPVM group has sent me a badge. So this is what my badge looks like, right? So I'm going to flip screens here, and I'm going to scan my badge on the kiosk, right? So I'm going to scan my badge on the kiosk, and then you'll see here that it says, please wait, your access requirements have not been met yet. So since it already knows that it was me scanning the badge and something happened, that it says here, we've emailed you the entry requirements. Please check your email now, right? So it just sent me the requirements in the email, and it also sent me a text message letting me know that the entry requirement is to upload a valid vaccination card prior to entry, right? So what I'm going to do at that point now is that I'm going to just close out of this, and I'm going to go back into my control panel. And one thing that I want to also add as well too is that whenever a staff member is added into the system, they get their own dedicated dashboard. That dedicated dashboard is a self-serve dashboard for them to do all sorts of different actions. And at the same time, it provides full transparency on what the company is collecting on them. So using the same login, you'll see here it says employee login. I'm going to tap on here. I'm going to log in. And you'll notice that as soon as I log in, it is a completely different dashboard. I can turn off and turn on whatever modules that I want in the employee dashboard. In this case, we're only going to focus on two. In this case, we're only going to focus on one in this demo, which is the vaccination card. But you can also have to upload the COVID test, and I'll explain that to you later. So,
could you also cover the COVID test part of it?
Yeah, sure.
Could you also? Yeah.
Sure. So on the upload the vaccination here, it takes you through a very quick wizard, right? So submit your proof. It asks you a couple of questions. Have you taken the COVID vaccination? Yes. In my case, I've taken the Moderna. I've taken both shots. My first shot was taken on July the 6th, and my second shot was taken on August the 20th. Here is where the upload of the vaccination card is. You can do this not only on your desktop, but also on your mobile phone. And we prefer you do it on your mobile phone, so you can take a picture of it, or you can upload it from your photo gallery. So in this case here, I'm going to upload my vaccination card. I'm going to click on next. We have some legal stuff that should be agreed upon. This can be fully edited to whatever jurisdiction or any country. In this case here, in this demo, I have done it for the US government. So right here, assuming that I've read this, and it's just letting me know that uploading a false or a fake vaccination card is a penalty, a fine, and potential jail time. I've read it, great. It date stamps it. Now I'm gonna sign, right? I'm gonna approve my signature, which locks it in, and then I'm gonna press next. Here's some other information, a authorization that I am releasing my vaccination card to you. Notice that it does actually insert the name of the staff member in the contract, in the agreement, right? So it's not just some boilerplate template. We ask you a question, where was the actual shot administered at? I'm going to put in UCLA, and I'll put in Los Angeles. This area, this grade area right here is optional. And the only reason why it's there is that if you're doing this on behalf of a child, and if you are a parent or a guardian, right? So in this case, we're not going to mind that. So we're going to press next and give it a second. And we're done, right? So I'm gonna log out of here now, or I'm gonna log out of here now. I'm gonna do sign out, and I'm gonna log back into as my HR or my super admin, and we'll go to the vaccination manager, and then we'll see that the staff member Tamara Abdel has a pending status, right? So I can actually view the vaccination card, right? And all the information that has been captured here. And then at the same time here, if everything looks good, I can approve this. One thing that I also want to add as well too is that C3 also provides a service where our staff can actually monitor and approve these on behalf of the customer itself. So it's kind of a COVID concierge service that we offer as well too. So it can be fully from a third party. So great. So now that I have approved it, I'm gonna go back into my kiosk now. I'm gonna scan the same exact a badge onto my kiosk. And you'll see now that it has welcomed me, right? And then if I go back into the control dashboard, you'll see that Tamara Abdel has checked in. So, and at the same time here, every staff member has a complete profile of when they've checked in, of what the vaccine was approved, and so forth. If I click on the vaccination, you'll see that that there was a approval of the actual vaccine itself. So, so great. Any questions on this before I show you the testing? Okay, great. So the testing is very, very similar as well too. So let me just log out of here, tap on sign out.
What about the wellness survey? I mean, you do have the tab over there. So do you also run the wellness survey at the same time?
You can, yeah, you can configure however you want, right? So our entire mantra, Sunny, is deploy your own common sense COVID protocols, right? So if you think that a COVID vaccination is common sense, if you want a wellness questionnaire to be deployed every single day, every week, or even customized to the staff schedule, that can all be customized and set up with really one tap of a button. So let me tap on here really quick.
Does that wellness survey button over there, does it allow you to construct a wellness questionnaire, or do you already have it pre-formatted as a template?
It's a template. It's a very, very simple template. It is a standard template that asks you really that same template used to be about 11 questions. It is now like 3, right? So it's a very kind of a generic template that is used throughout the globe, right? So, and you can see it right here. So I'm back logged in as my staff in my dashboard. If I tap on the wellness questionnaire, you'll see that there was a wellness questionnaire that was sent. So not only are we are also monitoring the status of the wellness questionnaire, right? So if we send you something and you have not yet responded, we can see that it was sent, it was received, and you have not responded to it yet, right? So this is kind of what you're looking at right here. And then on my menu on the COVID test here, it's very simple, right? So before I upload a test, let me explain this really quick here. So the way that this thing here has been done and created is that a lot of protocols from several governments around the world is that if you do not choose to have a vaccination, that a once a week COVID test is a requirement. So the way that we've designed this entire system.
So that's exactly we had done in our workflow, if you remember, Tamer. So
yeah, yep.
It was supposed to be, remember, coincidentally, we'd already done that even before the government went on that
Sure.
route. So
Yeah.
So that's why I was asking. So now show me because we are recording this. Show me how, if there's a person who's not double vaccinated, how he has the option of uploading his test in the app so that he gets the access in coming in with the weekly test instead of the vaccination.
Sure. And the process is, I can tell you right now, is identical to the COVID vaccination. The only difference is that there's a scheduler that is running behind here. And what the purpose of the actual scheduler is, if I upload my test today, Tuesday the 28th, and then Sunday comes around, and now you have 48 hours to resubmit another test, right? Not only are we accepting the test results and we're taking it in, and it's a process, is that it also sends a reminder to the staff worker along with the admin, letting them know, hey, Jeff Smith has an upcoming test in the next 2 days, right? And it also lets Jeff Smith know that he has 48 hours to resubmit another test, right? So there's some sort of automation that is happening to make everyone's life a lot easier. So no one's got to go and remember, oh, he took it last week, no, 2 weeks ago, and so forth, right? So the date of the test, in this case here, I'm going to select today, and I'm going to select here. I'm just going to do the same vaccination card here that I have. I don't have a COVID test here. And then here's some more information and legal information about the COVID testing, not just about the vaccine. And then sign, this is true. Oops. Oops. It's uploading. All right. So let me log out of here. Go back into my admin. Oops, that's vaccination. So you'll see right here that now my testing manager was one that was submitted today, right? So here are the actions. I'm able to go in view, tap on approval, status update successfully, right? So now if I go into this person's profile, I go to testing, you'll see now that all of the logging has been completed on the COVID testing. So one thing I wanted to also share with you as well too is just how is all this happening? What are the settings and so forth? So in the workforce module, you'll go into the employee sign-in settings, and what you'll see right here is that these are the 3 global entry requirements, and they're all
Great,
right now.
Perfect. So this can be done at the setting itself. Whether it's a vaccination or you want the testing and you want the wellness questionnaire, you can turn them on or off. Yeah, perfect.
Correct. And the same thing goes for the visitors, right? So to the side of you, you have a lot more options when it comes to the visitors, but here are the visitor stuff. So any other questions, Sunny, or I think?
So sorry. So now we don't have the background. That meeting is over. So this is fine, Tam. So you were showing me just the earlier screen. Could you just go there? The one just before this, where the settings are. Yeah. So you had a longer list of settings.
That's for the visitors.
The visitor sign-in. Okay.
Yeah. And
right. So you have all that turned off on depending on what you want, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's all different types of settings that we have learned just being in the market from customers' feedback.
Right.
So yeah, in the visitor settings, there's a lot more settings in here because a visitor can do several things, right? When a visitor comes into the office or to the venue and they check in and they have done all the entry, all the requirements, it can actually send a message to the staff member letting them know that they're here and so forth. And we've even built in something where once the visitor has checked in, that an automated text message and email goes out to them immediately saying, hey, welcome to our company. Here are our COVID protocols. And it has a complete, like, very highly visual kind of card that they can see of what the protocols are, where the
And that would depend on what you've turned on and off in the settings here.
correct. Yeah.
Perfect.
So yeah, so that's it, Sonny.
Perfect. And the wellness questionnaire, the 3 questions you were saying, can we have a visual of the template, what the template looks like currently?
Sure.
If I was to select the wellness questionnaire
yeah.
option that has to be answered as part of the COVID protocols, what would they have to answer?
Sure. Let me actually fire one out here. So wellness questionnaire. Okay, so let me turn this off. Turn this off. Okay, great. So so I have my wellness questionnaire turned on for the actually it's probably easier I do it on the staff side of things here. Let me turn this off here and do the wellness questionnaire on. Okay, so let me try scanning my pass again here. Okay, so it's going to tell me here wellness questionnaire. So let's see here. Let me just go into my email really quick. Hold on, let me just stop here 1 second here. Go into my email. Let me actually invite myself here. One moment here. Let me go back. One second here. So visitor. Here, while I got you here, let me show you how to actually invite a visitor. So let me invite a guest here. So I think this should already be saved here. So Tam Abdel 70. Oops. Yes, 70. CPVM business meeting. All right.
So I was just going to ask you to give a demo of the invitation too, because
yeah, I'll do this. I'll do this right now. So here we'll do the wellness questionnaire. Simple. Invite now. All right.
And you have all the check marks over there for what you need to have a visitor do for the entry. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just got a text message letting me know that CPVM, which is the company I'm in, has invited me to come in to their office at this time and this date. However, before visiting, we require all guests to follow our entry requirements. Tap here to begin. So I'm taken to this form. So you'll see, I don't know if you can see it here. So this is the visitor form, right? These are the entry requirements. So I'm going to tap on wellness questionnaire screening. Let me see if I can actually transfer this to my desktop here. So you can see it here. Let me see if this works.
And the template that comes over there, once they tap on the communication is basically based on all the check marks that you did in the setting. What is required?
Right.
Vaccination certificate. There's that wellness
Correct.
question. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Correct.
So we are able to
Correct.
set that when you're inviting the visitor. Yeah.
Correct. So I was able to transfer the wellness questionnaire from my phone to my computer, so you can see it here, right? So once again, it's fully customized. It actually welcomes you by your name. It's not just some generic thing here. It says here, check in for you today's recommendation. Have you been diagnosed or cared within COVID? No. Have you shown any symptoms? No. Have you traveled outside? No. I could have pressed yes on that one. It doesn't matter.
So when you're doing
yeah.
it for Canadian, are we able to edit this ourselves, because we would have to replace the USA with Canada and so on and so forth?
So somebody actually changed this and they added this. We've actually removed anything to do with travel, because right now it does not matter anymore. But these are the questions right here. Do you have a cough or fever or shortness of breath? No. And then if you agree to show symptoms the next 2 weeks, will you please contact us? Yes. And I agree to follow all the rules and staff around me to keep everybody safe. And then here's like a last type of like legal thing here, by tapping submit, you acknowledge there's a COVID-19 risk that could be anywhere in a public place, yada, yada, yada. And then once again here, we actually put in the company name into the agreement itself as well too, right? So I press submit. Thank you. And then it says here, thank you for your day. Check in with your kiosk. So I just got a message right now letting me know that thank you for completing all your entry requirements. You have been confirmed. So if I tap on new requirements, you'll see that I had only one entry requirement for the visitor. And you can see now it's been crossed out. Right? So let me go back here now.
It comes in and just scans on the AccessHub, right?
Correct. So let me just share here.
Which is the iPad and the stand that you had, that Sam had, that you'd sent me in the specs.
There we go. So I just checked in as a visitor, right? So if I go back into my thing here, you'll see that this person, Tamer Abdullah, has just checked in.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
perfect. Great. Thanks, Tam. So you're recording this, and if you can just send me a recorded